Good people, what's going on? It is Memorial Day, so wanted to take some time to thank the men and women who have given the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Extremely grateful that we have the freedoms that we do in our country for those men and women who have given those sacrifices. So wanted to say thank you there. Also wanted to make mention for Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is 100 years since the Tulsa Black Wall Street Massacre, which over 300 people, black people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, specifically the Greenwood District, were murdered and killed and ran out of town, their homes, and just a pretty big just travesty massacre in our history. So it's been 100 years this year, and wanted to just take some time to really just kind of bring that to light as well. I think it's something that we as a country should really, it should be taught more everywhere, as well as schools and things like that. It's part of our history, and if you don't know history, then it's bound to repeat itself. Wanted to talk about NBA playoffs. They've been incredible, been amazing. The last couple of days, there's been a lot of games going on, and the one thing I wanted to say first and foremost is how exciting it is to see a lot of these games that are, a lot of the series are pretty, evenly matched. Like usually in a traditional year or most years, the 1 versus 8 matchup, the 2 versus 7. And even usually the 6 versus 3 is usually, a 4 to 5 game series. Not much excitement. Like it's just one team who's just way better than others, and not too much excitement, not too much goes into it. It's just kind of a 4-game sweep or gentleman sweep with 5 games. But this year's been a lot different, and it's been pretty cool to watch. So the Lakers, they lost, I believe it was last night. Lost last night to the Phoenix Suns. That series is now tied 2-2. AD looks like he's got an injury with the groin, which it's something that he's had before, and looks like that he kind of re-aggravated that injury. The talks right now are that he won't be able to play at least in the next game. It's just kind of up in the air as far as the future on what exactly will end up happening. So for LeBron and the Lakers, they got to, really kind of switch gears and really get after it and see if they can beat Phoenix 2 out of these next 3 games. And I know LeBron is getting older. I mean, he's 36 years old, I believe. And, it's what I think he's going to have to do is just have, out of these next 2 games, 2 out of the next 3, like a full throttle, start to finish, him getting after it, like being aggressive, getting to the lane. And my guess is he hasn't done that in, it's probably been at least 10 years, I would think. The last time I can think of him doing that would be probably Miami, his second year when they won their first championship, where he really, was just on a different level, which I know it's a lot coming from, the best player in the NBA. But I think with him getting older and maturing and aging, he picks his spots. And I think as you should, right? Because you got to play a long game in this, but you're just in dire straits right now. Like you can't afford to, lose the next game or anything like you can't afford to keep anything in the tank. Like go all out. Maybe you're exhausted and cashed out after the series, but you win it, say you win it 4-2 and you get a couple days, off and to break. And, I think if there's anyone who knows how to recover and take care of themselves, I think it's LeBron. So that would be my, good advice to him, which obviously he doesn't need any of mine, which understandably. But he just needs to go all out. Just go get it. These next 2 games, just go get them, get yourself some rest, give AD some rest, and go beat Phoenix. I think he can do it, and he's not the one to count out. Like LeBron James just isn't the one to count out. We've already seen what he's been able to do against the Golden State Warriors coming back from 3-1. So that's my, take as far as the Lakers. The Clippers have shown some life. I was one, and I'll be, pretty transparent and upfront. Like, obviously a couple videos ago, I'm like, they're done, they're finished, and they have tied the series up 2-2. I don't know if I could trust them yet. Like, granted, yes, they've made a series of it. Luka's a little nicked up with the neck, but I still am not at the point where I'm ready to trust the Clippers. I just don't. I feel like Paul George is way too streaky. Even a couple games ago when he shot like 9 for 22 for 28 points, I mean, 28 is a good number, but 28 on 22 shots is not ideal. So we'll see what happens. I still think the Mavs win this series, but I'm not at the point where I'm ready to trust Kawhi and the Clippers, and somehow the narrative that he's is now a vocal leader and he's doing things different. I'm like, no, he's doing what he's basically always done. Like, played hard. That's been him. So we'll see, but I still think Mavericks are winning that, even with Luka banged up. I'm still not ready to trust the Clippers. I just don't think they have that mental makeup to win the series. Now, I do understand, like, to even win the last 2 games which they've done, like, that is a very difficult thing to do. So they were able to do that, but I'm not ready to jump on the Clippers bandwagon. So we'll see. I mean, it'd be crazy to think that both of the LA teams could potentially be out of the playoffs in the first round. Like, that would be nuts. And honestly, my guess would be that the ratings on the Western Conference would not be ideal if that were to happen. So we'll see. It's been pretty exciting. I think Philly and the Wizards play tonight, and I think the Grizzlies and the Jazz play tonight. So we'll see how those games end up. But drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Appreciate the support. Since you're here, might as well like, subscribe, follow. I definitely appreciate it. Have a good one. Peace.